Welcome to the next step in our wedding planning process, and the next step is what we call our pre-planning prep. So what typically happens in wedding planning is a bride and groom get engaged, and then they get so excited that they go out and she starts looking at dresses and looking at venues, and they pick a date, and they just start getting all involved in the wedding planning process, and then they've made some major mistakes. And now they need to make compromises through the rest of the wedding planning process. And this is what causes wedding planning stress. It causes you to go over budget. And you can just imagine all of the stress and issues that are involved in that. And I don't want that for my couples. So that's why I've developed this planning program. And I want you to know this is the same exact program that I've been using with my couples to keep them stress-free and to keep them in budget. And I want you guys to go through the same process. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a lot of pre-prep. And the pre-prep is all of the things that I know are going to become an issue if we don't handle them now. So I want to give you the tools that you need to avoid a lot of these problems that are in so many couples' futures when they're planning a wedding. So what we're going to do with our pre-planning prep, which is a little bit of a tongue twister, but what we're going to do in this process is we're going to be gathering all the information that we need to make good, wise, sound decisions in your wedding planning process. So you should have completed your priority sheet, and your priority sheet is going to help keep you grounded to remember what things are really important and what things that you can compromise on. You have your couple analysis. This is where the two of you have discussed some of the details about what you'd like to see happen in your wedding planning. And then also your individual analysis, where we each are talking about what's important to us. And I want you to keep these all in a binder so that they're easy to reference. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be gathering a little bit more information, and all of this information that you're gathering, I'm kind of calling your roadmap. Your roadmap is, let's say you want to take a trip somewhere. Well, you don't just get in the car and go. You need to really plan out. You got to look at a road map and see what is the best direction to take. What's the best route to take? Where are the stops along the way? Do I need to have snacks? Do I need to bring warm clothes? Because if you can see, if you just got in the car and went, you're going to run into all kinds of trouble. And that's the same with wedding planning. So what we're doing is we're trying to build a really sound roadmap for you. So the next part in our planning process is getting together the family members that are going to be involved in any way with the wedding planning. And in some cases, we have had parents say, I don't care, you just do whatever you want, or here's a certain amount of money and you can make your own decisions. And then later on in the process, something comes up that kind of catches them totally off guard and blindsides people. And now they find out that maybe there's a little bit of a string attached to that money, or maybe there's a family tradition that maybe the parents assumed that you would follow and didn't even think to bring it up. So there's a lot of things that we need to talk to our family about. And if our family truly says, do whatever you want to do, it's still very important to have that communication, because again, there may be some things that even your family may not be thinking about, and we're going to address those things in what we call our family meeting. In the family meeting videos, I will be addressing your family. If you like, of course, you can watch the videos and you can talk to them yourself, but it's a little bit better if it comes from me, because then it takes any blame off of you, and I can be the bad guy, which I'm okay with. So what we're going to do is we're going to prep for these family meetings. The family meetings are so important. They're one of the most important parts of our whole planning process. So it's really vital that you don't skip that part. Even if you and your fiance are paying for it and you're asking your parents to not have much input, it's still important that you have this meeting. And it's important for you, I'm being honest with you, so that you don't come into stressful situations in the future. And if you do, you can always refer back to the time when you had the meeting and you said, you remember we did talk about that and this is what you said, so that's what I was basing my actions on and my decisions on. So at least it covers you in the future when something comes up. So I want you to just prepare yourself. We're going to go into the family meeting prep section now, and that's where I'm going to give you all the information that you need, explain the forms that you're going to need to fill out, and how we're going to be using those forms for planning your family meetings. Now, if you can have everybody get together at one time for one meeting, that would be great. I know in today's world that's not always the case. We have a lot of family dynamics going on where we have a lot of maybe step family situations or children that were raised by grandparents and maybe they're not together. So I understand all these dynamics. So if you need to, have as many meetings as are comfortable to each group of individuals that will be there. But if you can, it's best that you just have one meeting and everybody get together. So be prepared. We're going to get started, and I wish you happy planning.